Welcome to Check Your Fly. I'm Dave Sanford, your host, and today we're fishing with Rich Matthews. He just got back from fishing down south, so we have a lot of great stuff today to talk about. Today we'll be fishing for some bluefish. There's some stripers mixed in with them. The bait that is you'll see jumping today are anchovies. They're all over the place. Last couple of years we've had bunker up here. Peanut bunker, but this year there's a big huge schools of anchovies up here, so we're excited. As you can see, the sun is up. It's probably 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The tide has turned. It's starting to go out now. I'm fishing with an intermediate Rio line. And I'm also fishing with a larger size fly. Last week we had some great action on this fly here. Let me clean off the weeds here. It's a little bit bigger. Of course the anchovies are a little bit smaller, but sometimes when the bluefish see this coming by, they say, hey, get out of my area, and they start whacking it. A lot of times they'll just grab onto the back of it. But I really like the action when you see the bluefish charging this fly. It's incredible. Right here you'll see we have this fine, what we call is like a wire line. You can put, I put like a little bowline in here on both sides here and tie it up just so when the bluefish grab it they can't break the monofilament. You can see the monofilament up front here. It's a 20-pound monofilament. It's called Vanish. We picked that up at the local tackle shop. But we're going to give it a whirl here, and Rich is in the back of the boat here and he's trying to catch him, so I'll turn it over to Rich and see if we can catch some fish up here.
Well, let's see. I'm fishing with a 9-weight today, 9-weight intermediate line. Fishing with a small deceiver about the size of the anchovies. It might be a little tougher to deal with, but you know, fish trying to pick out my pattern against the real fish. But I don't know. Like I said, Dave's got a larger fly. I'm going to try the smaller one and we'll see what happens. The place is loaded with anchovies, so there's fish everywhere. So we're just going to sit here and beat the water for a while and see what we can get.
Look at all those cormorants going up there. My God. Jesus Christ. Must be 100 of them. So the cormorants try to fish into the grass, and then the seagulls get a whack at them too. It's gorgeous themselves, but they can't eat anymore. This 9-weight line on this 9-weight rod has a real soft tip on it, so when you get a lot out, really bending the tip of the rod, you can see the tip of the rod bending. That's why I like my 10-weight. Really push this stuff. Welcome to the Narragansett Bay Feature. I'm Dave Sanford, and today we're here with Steve Medeiros from the Saltwater Anglers Association. And we want to talk a little bit about the saltwater fishing license that the state of Rhode Island has proposed. And so from there, I guess I'll hand it over to you and what your findings are and how the state has been acting to this. And I know it's been a big hoopla. And none of us fishermen or bait dealers who are sitting here today at Quaker Lane really want to have this license.
Yeah, hopefully it's a dead issue. Part of the Rhode Island Fisheries Reorganization Act that was passed last year in our legislature, they set up 6 subcommittees, one of which was recreational license, to see if a license is conceivable for Rhode Island. And myself and Dave Borden from Rhode Island DEM were co-chairman, and 15 members who are the leaders of the fisheries community, the recreational fishing community, were members of this panel. And over the course of several nights, approximately 16 hours of meetings, I guess, we investigated other states that have licenses, how they worked it, what were the benefits, what were the faults, and try to apply all that to Rhode Island. In Rhode Island, our Division of Fish and Wildlife is severely underfunded.
Oh, absolutely.
Desperately underfunded. And part of the things we found out was that there's over 300,000 recreational fishermen in Rhode Island who contribute $30 million annually to the Rhode Island budget. And of that, $600,000 comes back a year to our Marine Fisheries Division.
So all that basically goes into a general fund, and if they need it for something, they just pull it out anywhere they want. But basically, 600,000
right
comes back.
All of that money goes to the general fund that may fix a road someplace, but only 600,000 comes back to our Fisheries Division.
Wow. So, as it stands now, how do you feel this license is going to go? Do you think we've squashed it enough, or do we need more help from our viewers out there?
The panel, after all those meetings, decided that there's no way we could support a license in Rhode Island. Knowing that money would go to the general fund, we'd likely not see it again. Even if a law was written that would protect the funds, next year somebody can come along and change that law and we'd lose it anyways.
Absolutely.
So what we decided amongst the committee was that there's no way we could ever support a license, one that would work for the benefit of Rhode Island saltwater anglers. And also that we do need to find a way, though, to find funds for our Fisheries Division.
Right.
Okay? So we basically came back with two answers. One, we can't support a license and we won't support a license. But two, we can't abandon the Marine Fisheries Division. We need to find a way to help support them and help to get them the funds that they need to do their job.
Right. Well, it sounds like you're doing a great job, and I hate to bounce around to different issues, but I know that you're on a few different panels there, the Marine Advisory, Fisheries Advisory panel also?
Well, I'm a member of the Rhode Island Marine Fisheries Council.
Okay.
Okay. The council has 3 recreational seats on that council. Myself is one. And we have many members of our organization who are on all the fisheries advisory panels. Each species has a panel that works on that. You yourself are on the bluefish panel, right? So basically, that's kind of like the grassroots level where the Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission will come down and says Rhode Island has to cut X fish. That data goes to the advisory panel, who will take the data, work with the DEM biologist and figure out, well, how can we make that work for Rhode Island?
Okay.
Then that goes to the Fisheries Council, it goes to, for changing the law.
Not to put you on the spot there, but over the years, both of us have been fishing for a long time, and how do you feel being on these panels, and how do you think, what are the stocks looking like, the fish stocks, striped bass for one? How does that look?
Striped bass has come back from where it was, but they're still in trouble. I'm not convinced that
I feel the same way.
The picture is rosy like they say it is.
Right.
There's a definite absence of the big fish. And we see plenty of schoolies in the spring.
Right.
And you can catch all you want, but then what happens to them? Personally, I believe the problem is happening down south, maybe around Virginia, where they can take those small fish, and we're not seeing them migrate back here again.
Right.
So they're not as rosy as it says,
Right.
On the other hand, fluke, that they say is in trouble, and again, we're going to be faced with a cut again this year in Rhode Island. I have my doubts about that. I think the fluke is better than what they say it is, but we have to go by the best science that they have,
Okay. Bluefish squetique?
Bluefish squetique is a great comeback.
Yep.
Fortunately, they're cyclical, so even though we're seeing it come back now better than ever, there's always the chance that the cycle will turn and they'll go away. We were promoting a limit, sort of proactive, trying to get restrictions in place now before all of a sudden they say, guess what, we're in trouble with weak fish, and then it's too late.
Right.
But the Fisheries Council has determined that they didn't want to pass any restrictions last year when we tried for it. We prefer to be a little proactive, wait, before they get into trouble.
Right. Bluefish?
Bluefish looks great. bluefish is primarily a recreational fishery anyways, and going by the past couple of years, this 2002 looks to be even better, hopefully.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. Thank you very much, and I appreciate all the hard work you've been doing up at the State House and through the different organizations here, and thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right.
Oh! Watch this. This is fantastic. This is like giant tuna. See it? See the fly? See the fly? Look at that! Bang, 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 bang! Look at this! Look at this! Woohoo! Yeah! I hit this line thing. Rich, look at these flies! Oh, he took it the first one. Son of a gun. Yeah! Yeah! Today I'm fishing with a number 8 Teton with a wide arbor here. We got the number 9 rod with an 811. They call it an 811 Teton. Beautiful. I love the drag system. There's the drag over here. You just crank it up real easy. Change hands. Back it off a little bit. I love it. Wide arbor. You just take your finger here and level wind it back and forth. He's a big fish. Fish all over the place. Yeah. We were a little further south here when we started off, and we moved up here, and we found the birds working and the fish busting beneath them. Look at this fish, he's turning the boat right around here. Look at that. So there's bigger fish on the outside, it looks like, and the smaller 3 to 5 pound bluefish are right inside here, and they're nice. And there's anchovies in here too. I'm so surprised. Last year we had all that bunker, right, Rich?
Yeah.
And this is all the anchovies. This is the year of the anchovies, I guess. Very cool. Very cool. Look at this. Just reel down on the fish, pump it going up. Look at the tension on that rod. This is a Cortland rod that I have here. It's a 9-footer. It's really flexy, this one here. My 10 weight, I really like the 10 weight. The 10 weight that I have is the Orvis there. That's for the bigger bass that we have. But these smaller fish, I really like it. Oh, there's another fish right behind here. He probably sees a fly in the bluefish's mouth and he wants a piece of it. But you can see this line here. It was blue and now it's getting black. That's the Rio. That's the weighted pot. It's weighted in the front here. And as we take it in, you'll see the fish busting behind the boat. Last week, oh, look at that! Oh yeah, he tail walked. Last week we were in such low water with my son Jordan and I. The fish, that's all he could do was tail walk. Look at Rich is on the other side here. He's underneath the boat here. Rich has got a fish too. Yeah. Double header, Rich. Where is he? Oh, he's right here. Oh, looks like he's gonna do some tail walking too. Yeah. Now, Rich, do you have a little steel leader in there too?
Oh yeah, I got a bite. I got a 65-pound bite leader on there. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Let's try not
I'm not messing around.
All right, it's going up.
Did you need her? Or do you need something?
No, it's no.
Look at this rod here. It's been right over. Oh my God. This might be one of the bigger fish.
I got a pair of pliers around here, Dave.
Yeah, I got it in my bag. Yeah. Stick your hands underneath the steel plate.
Yeah.
Cal knows how to do that now. Gotta hold on to them really tight. Rich, would you compare these bluefish to the barracudas down south?
Yeah, they're pretty close.
It's so fast, and and they're vicious. I mean, and right now we're fishing. Oh, Port Edgewood is right up there. That's the Edgewood Yacht Club, where all the sailboats are. So you can see how far. Municipal Wharf is up just a little further up there. Everybody sees the birds working, and they're coming in too. Let's hope they don't run them down. That's the worst thing you want to do when you find the fish. You want to check out the way the wind is blowing. Come in, shut the engine down, and drift over the fish. That way it doesn't spook them and they stay up in their feeding habit. you drive over the top of the fish, you're definitely going to spook the fish and put them down.
Now, you want to keep any of these?
I know how to take a hook out of
All right, Kels, yeah. Oh, and my daughter Kels is with us today also.
Hello.
Good 3-4 pounds.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's
What's
some bigger fish in here too. Can't move this fish, man. I'm gonna get his head up there. Damn. You get that, Kels? Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a nice size fish too. Stick your hands underneath his gill plates, right in there. He can't bite you.
Got the
Don't ruin my
pliers
fly.
down here.
Okay. That's why I like fishing. If he bites down on the fly, let him bite down. See how he crimps down on it a little bit? And just pop the hook right out. That's why I like fishing with Rich's bigger flies. Here, let me clean it up. See, it's easy to take them out, you know? And this is a nice fish. Look at that. Bend it up. Yeah. All right, baby, go get him. Look at that. Nice release. Keep the boat clean, you know? But this, the good thing about this logic is, you know, we go home and throw a little bit of soap on it, a little bit of little hose action, and this logic cleans up nice.
Ready to go.
Yeah. What do you think, Rich? We still got fish here?
I'm not seeing any busted around. It's not because they aren't.
Oh, there we go.
Done?
All right, yeah. Oh yeah, it does a little bit of greyhound, and I love it. I'm telling you, Rich, I love those big flies that you've made up. It's absolutely awesome. Going right for the boat. That's what I love about this large arbor on the Teton 811 here. You can scream at it. Look at that, look at that. See, he sees the boat and he's getting nervous. See the shine in the water. Here he comes. Look at that. Just brought that bluefish in like no problem. Look at this thing. He is a wild man. Whoa! Kelsey, he was coming at you.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Right. I love it. Are you out front here? That's what happens when you horse him. Yeah? Oh, look at that, right out there. Look, oh, look, here it comes. Oh, did he get it? He missed it again. I love this. Woo, look at that. Oh, missed it again. Look at this, right here, right at the boat. Boom, boom. Look, missed it again. Yeah. Woo! That is more exciting. I used to have swordfish do that, white marlin. Oh God, that's great. Looks like giant tuna. Trying to come up at the bait like that. There he is. Ooh, there you go, Rich. There. Yeah. Oh, pulled it out of his mouth. Here he goes, here we go. Look at this. Bang, right here, right near the boat.
You got him on?
See if we can get him to jump in
so we can get another one.
Bunch of face stuff. Yeah, they're like flying out of the Could invent a quick release hook, Rick. When he comes to the boat, you just touch the line and bob backs up. Yeah.
Fish.
Look at that, huh? Corner of the mouth, all the time.
Pliers.
Yeah. Kelsey. Go on the other side, Kelsey. Oh, that's not good. Uh-oh. Oh, I just got snagged. This is so tough.
Hi, Mike. Dave Sanford.
Michael Bestwick, how you doing today?
Nice to meet you. I'm from Check Your Fly, and I hear that you're going to be having a 30th anniversary. What's that all about?
This is our 30th year. My father started this business back in 1972, and we've grown over the years to become the largest independent tackle store in Rhode Island. We've been very fortunate to grow to this level, and it's June 8th and 9th, which is a Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have over 50 manufacturers, representatives on hand to show their products, with giveaways of over $25,000 in free goods, with no cost to the consumer. They can come in, just fill out a little
ticket?
Yeah, a little ticket.
Little ticket?
We'll be picking names all day long, so there'll be prizes all day long. And then the bigger prizes will be raffled off on Sunday afternoon. Again, no charge.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Now, I see that you have all your spin gear down here, huh?
Spinning gears down here, freshwater, saltwater. We have a fly section up top, which we'll see shortly.
So you have a full-service tackle shop here.
Full service.
Beautiful. Now, what about the flies? You were talking about the your
Flies
fly
is up
section?
top. We're going to go see Ed Rod up top.
All right, let's go meet Ed.
Ed Rod, who I believe is one of the best fly tiers in Rhode Island. He's taught many people on different levels to the expert level.
Well, everybody will know from the show, Rich Matthews, and I hear that. How you doing, Ed?
How you doing?
Nice to meet you. Dave Sanford from Check Your Fly.
Thank you, Dave.
You and Rich go back a long way.
Oh yeah, I've helped the Rich getting started tying saltwater flies.
All right, and in the bluefishing section that we're going to have on the show here, we were using tube flies.
Flies. I'd like to take a look at those.
Beautiful.
Tube flies, everybody thinks tube flies are new. Tube flies are not really. They started probably back in the 1930s fishing for salmon, a lot smaller. Right now you can get into tying on 1/8 size arbors, you can get in 3/16. The idea of a tube fly is, this is a Renzetti vise that we sell here. Everything comes out of tube. I mean, everything comes out on a mandrill. You slide your mandrill over a tube, this one's already tied.
Right.
This is how it will be tied on there. But the nice thing about the tube flies is they're so universal. You can tie all these different sections of squid on here, and when you put the squid all together, you get a fairly light fly using easy body material that's very effective in the water.
Wow, that's awesome.
See, basically, you can make bodies. You can make just about anything with tube flies. You can make bodies like this, which you can also make bodies like this with marabou hair on them. Then you can take the fronts and put them on this way. It gives you a nice full fly.
Right,
a lot of times you're looking for that full fly. After you're through with the silver side run,
Right.
you're looking for the mullet type looking fly.
Right.
You're looking for a bunker type fly.
Now, talk a little bit about that. Sometimes a bass is down in some deep, cloudy water. In their lateral lines, they can actually feel a bait when bait's going by them.
Mm-hmm.
And if the bait is too small, that big striper won't react. But when a bait, say this size, comes by, now that's getting something that he might want to put up enough energy to turn and eat this. So that's what we're talking about. When something like this, sometimes the fish might not see the color, but he'll know that something big is moving on his side.
Now what? We ought to get over to the vise, and I got to show you a little trick about tying a deceiver.
All right.
We'll get over there and look at a deceiver.
All right, that sounds great.
Talk about. I'm going to take some goob rod, thread, approximately 6/0. Okay, now we're going to wind back to the point of the hook, then we're going to wind back forward again. Stopping approximately where we want the head to be. I'm going to take some plastic hair. Taking small amounts, trim it off, put it under the hook once, decide the length you want it to be, and tie her down, holding back on it. Go to the end of it, Trim it off not too evenly. And add some more. Now at this point here, we'll take a little bit of flash. We'll take the flash. We're also going to tie that in. But this time, I'm going to pull up on it, and we're going to spread it apart, drop it to both sides of the fly. Winding forward again. Trim off all of the long ends. Now again, I'm going to add a little bit more flash. It's a very simple fly to tie, and a very effective fly. Coming back again, this time, I'm going to put it on top of the hook rather than each side. Same time coming back and trim her off. Going to add a little bit of color to it, a little bit of crystal flash, a little bit of rainbow. There's a lot of time when that silver side's in the water and he's flipping back and forth. It gives a little bit of a rainbow effect. Again, we're going to put it right up top. I'm going to pull down on the bobbin. I'm going to wind back. I'm going to add a little bit of easy body material onto it. And now we're going to add that right over the top. Not quite that far. Right about here. We're going to pick up our bobbin again. We're going to wind it right here. And once you've got it trimmed to your liking, you'll wind it back in again. I'm going to add a couple of eyes and epoxy and our fly will be done. This will catch striped bass. If you're running along the bottom of the bay, you'll even pick up a fluke once in a while. If you like, when you throw it, you can also give some fancy trimming to it to give more of that profile. Whatever you're looking for. Me, I'm basically looking to this to be a little bit of a sand deal and to be a little bit of a silver side. The epoxy is just about dry on it. This fly here is going to be a productive fly in just about another 6 more weeks. If you'd like to see it tied again, come on to Quaker Lane and I'd be more glad to show you.